Well, hello and welcome. Most people think you need a degree, a huge following, or a ton of time to make real money online. But today I'm going to show you how I went from struggling just to get by, like struggling, to having $900 and $1,800 days using my phone after 50. Okay, so I titled this How I Made $1,800 Days Using My Smartphone After 50. Now, I have $900 days, more $900 days than 18, but I just want you to know what's possible, okay? So let's get into this. And before I get started, here it is. Okay, so that's the title. If you have any questions today, drop them in the comments. I want to help you guys understand what it is that I do. And I want you to know that this is out there for us. Okay. So if you're like, man, I need some way to work from home, make money online, this might be the answer. Okay. I was praying to God, asking God for a way. So this is called an income disclaimer. The information and strategies provided in this video are for educational purposes only and should not be considered a guarantee of financial success. So we're not guaranteeing anything. If you want to screenshot that, you can. This is a business. It would be your business. Okay, let's go on. So my name is Paula. Man, that's small. Okay, my name is Paula. I'm a mom of 5. And I was door dashing just to keep the roof over our heads. Let me tell you a little bit about that. Last year in June of 2024, I was struggling. I was stressed out. I was struggling and I was stuck. I couldn't figure out how to get out of this situation. I was like, what could I do besides dashing? So I couldn't figure out a way. I didn't know what I could do. And I was praying to God, asking God to please, please, please give me something. I couldn't figure it out. I didn't know what I could do. Let me fix this camera a little bit. It's a little too high. So anyways, long story short, let me tell you what happened. And let me make me bigger for a second. So I was praying to God, asking God for a way. This girl pops up on social media. You know, when you're scrolling and you're looking for a laugh and that's it. You're not really, I wasn't searching for how do I work from home or how can I make money online? I was like looking for a laugh. And this girl pops up and she starts talking about God, homeschooling, and making boatloads. Well, I'm the biggest skeptic too, okay? And I was like, yeah, okay, boatloads. And I scrolled. Well, I made a mistake that day because she had the answer that I needed. And because I was a skeptic and because I don't believe in those like get rich things and no, I just don't believe in that stuff. So I scrolled past her 2 days later when I actually lost the vehicle and I lost my dashing, my dashing job. I said, okay. She popped back up, right? And I was like, I'm going to ask her these 3 questions. So I said, number 1, can I work from home? She was like, yeah. I said, number 2, do I need a degree? Because a degree was stopping me from making more. It was. I'll just tell you like it is. And she was like, no. I said, number 3, do I have to answer a phone? She was like, no. I was like, okay, good. Those were my 3. You know how you have things that you're like just non-negotiables or whatever you want to call it, where you're like, I'm not doing that. Well, I got kids. I'm a homeschooling mom. I'm not being stuck to a phone. I don't want to be stuck to a headset. I can't. These guys are loud and they're kids. They're just kids. So I started this when God brought this to me. And I'm thankful that she actually popped back up the second time because the first time I missed it. So let's get back to this. Let me get back to this. So that's a little story about me. So why most online methods fail, they require too much time. Can I tell you something? One of the things that I learned in this, and maybe you already know this, I don't know. I didn't know this. I always thought that the harder you work, the more time you put in, the more you could make. Well, that's a fallacy. That's like fake. That's baloney, okay? That's not true. Because there's a limit to how much you can make. Like when I was doing the dash, I would have worked my tail end off, and we did, but I would have worked more, but I could only hit so much because they limit you on the time. They limit you on the income. I was limited. Okay. And a lot of these things take too much learning and trial and error. Now, that is so true. If you've ever tried anything online, there's an awful lot of like, some of these things are very in depth. And then of course, we have burnout, and it feels like you're starting all over at this age. Okay. Now, there's a simpler system, which is what I promote, right? That works especially well for beginners, 40, 50, 60 plus, who don't want to waste years figuring things out. All I needed in my life was this, and it might sound very simple to you, but I needed substantial income. I needed it. Like I needed it. It wasn't a 15, 20 an hour wasn't going to cut it for this mom. Single income home. I had 4 kids in the house at the time. Now I'm down to 3. One moved out and got married. But if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Like I needed more. So if you're watching me today and you're like, yeah, that's me. I need more income. I need more time. I didn't even know time was a factor in this. I didn't know that you could learn to work smarter and not harder. I kind of thought that was just for the rich people. I just tell you, I thought it was for the rich people because, and I get it. They can pay somebody to go do this, pay somebody to go do that. So they can sit on the beach. Well, or so they can do whatever they want to do, whatever they choose to do, right? But there is a way to work smarter and not harder with an automated system. And I'm going to explain that to you today. So let's move right along. This is based on focusing on mastering. Here comes the time. Okay. Just like I said, this is mastering a 2-hour day on one platform. I'm going to add this in. This is the framework for how we start. If you want to expand, if you want to go on more than one platform, you can. It's just going to add you more time. So I don't know what you're doing in your life, but a lot of people that have their time is limited. This is something they fit into the pockets of their day. And you might hear me talk about that a lot because it isn't 2 hours consecutive. It's here. I got 5 minutes. I can do this. Here, I got 15 minutes. I can do this. Fit it into your lifestyle. So what are we doing? 3 pieces of content. We're making videos. We're just making short videos. We are not doing a documentary. You don't have to stress. How many of you in here have ever made a video? You can drop a 1 in the comments, a 2 if you have never. What I'm going to say is this. You just have to be willing to learn. It doesn't matter if you've never, ever created a video in your life. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. This is made for us, made for beginners. So 7-second video could be as simple as this. And you might laugh at this, and that's okay if you do. So I would hit record on my phone and I would drink my coffee. As long as there's movement in your video, and as soon as it reaches 7 seconds, I would stop it. If you're doing YouTube shorts, I would tell you 8 seconds. On TikTok, 7 seconds, 7.1. And I would stop it. Why do I stop at that time? Because people have a short attention span. And then when you add some words on the screen, it's probably going to rewatch. They're probably going to have to rewatch that video, which means you'll have like more eyeballs. Okay. So we add some text on the screen, pick a popular song and hit post. Can you do that? Drop me a 2 in the comments. If you're like, man, I could learn how to do that. I'd be willing to learn how to do that because that's a 7-second video. Now, if I was to do a 1-minute video, a talking video, 3 pieces of content, guys, I would suggest a 7-second, which is no talking. Some people, you make this, the awesome part about this is you can do this and you can make it your own. If you like the 7 seconds, if you get people interacting with that, then you can make all 7-second ones. I mean, it's up to you. But I got a lot more views on 7 seconds. I kind of switch it up. Talking, connects better with people because they can hear you, they can get to know you. So I would do a talking one that may go something like this. You got a smartphone, you got Wi-Fi, you have everything you need. Oh no, one more thing. Let's add 3 things to this. 3 things you need to build a successful business online. Number 1, a phone. Number 2, Wi-Fi. And number 3, a program that teaches you step by step how to do this. That's what God brought me last year in June of 2024. I was a struggling, stressed out, stuck mom who was homeschooling and doing the dash. God brought me a way to work from home around my kids, with my kids, from my phone in the pockets of my day. I now make 100% on 100, 300, 600, and 900. It is crazy to me that I get to do this. If you want the free blueprint, run to my profile, put your email in, wait 5 minutes, check your junk and promo folders in case it goes there. It should go to the inbox, but it might go to the other ones. Make sure you open that up and you'll have the free blueprint. If you have any questions, let me know. That would be a 1-minute video and I would post that. Those are examples. Guys, you can do this. If I can do this, you can do this. Half-hour posting free ads. What is a free ad? It is just a classified ad. Nothing fancy, nothing over the top. I might be able to show you one actually. Let me see if I have any. I never thought to show you this, but I can show you something that I whipped. Do I have any in here? Oh, it would probably be, do I have any? Yes, I do. I know I do somewhere. Okay. This is just a sample. Okay. So this is a sample. How am I going to do this? I'll screen share. Okay. Hold on. Let me bring it up. Okay. And that's not big enough by a landslide. Let me see if I go smaller. Okay. So as you can see, work from home, learn and earn with digital marketing as a beginner. And then this is way too long. This might be an old one, but I mean, it's fine. And I also, this is one thing that I do, actually drive traffic to my YouTube channel, just like this. Subscribe so you don't lose me. Watch my journey on YouTube. This is what you could do, whatever platform you choose. But that is a sample, okay? Where am I? Let me get back to me. Okay, that is a sample of an ad. It's just an ad. Now that one's probably a little too long, but it depends on what platform you're on to. And you could just direct traffic to 2 places, where you post your content and to your automated system. And we're going to get into the automated system. And then a half hour is responding to comments and emails. If anybody responds on your stuff to comments or they send you emails, you just respond back. Now, this automated system is out there working for me 24 hours around the clock. What does that mean? So Granny's getting paid. As you see it scrolling, and it's right here in my little box. Granny's getting paid is my landing page. Okay, so when people go to my landing page, in the beginning when I started this, I used this, the guy and the girl. People put their email in. Now you're going to see my dashing, okay? So it's different now, but in the beginning, this is how I started too. So people put their email into the landing page. Then they see a video from the founder, and then there's another video within our automated system. 1 out of 20 people that take that first action of putting in their email, that kickstarts the automated system. And basically they go on a little journey. Okay. And 1 out of 20 people, they choose to get started. And right now, the #1 selling program is a $900 program. So that is how the automations work. That is how I got my very first customer at 4:30 in the morning. I was sleeping. I woke up on an early Sunday morning to seeing my very first customer, and I was over the moon excited. It was because of this. I didn't have to bother family. I didn't have to bother friends. I didn't slide into DMs. I didn't chase customers. We don't do any of that. In this program, you learn attraction marketing. Had no idea what the heck that was. Can I tell you, when I started this, I was completely brand new to everything. Like, I didn't understand it. I have learned a lot in the past year, and I love what I've learned. So we promote a program called Legacy 2.0. Now, Legacy this is the program. Now, there are 4, okay? Let me throw this thing up here because I like to show it a little bit better. 4 different programs. As you can see, each one of those right there. But 4, you choose what fits you and your budget. 9, 6, 3, and 1. I didn't choose the 100. I was gonna, okay? Now, the reason I didn't is because of this. As soon as I asked her this, I said, "What can I promote if I purchase the 100?" She was like, "That's all. That's it. That's all you can promote." I said, "Forget it." I chose the 900 because I wanted all 4 of those on my website. I wanted all 4. I wanted to be able to offer all 4. I kind of think it's silly, and it's completely up to you what you choose, right? But I didn't want one program on my website and me go, "Hey, go grab the program or go check out my website or whatever," and there's only one program. That doesn't give anybody a choice. Now, there's a one-time website fee of $39, which is unheard of. There are no monthly fees for this. So let's just say you choose 600. That means the 6, the 3, and the 1 would be on your website, okay? You'd be able to promote them all 3 of them. If you, we're not purchasing one at a time. I just want to clear that up in case anybody's like, are we purchasing one at a time? If you have questions, drop them in the comments, or if you're in my automated system already, then you can email me any questions that you have, okay? Don't be shy. Whatever question it is, I'm here to help. Now, I talked about, I was going to share how I made $1,800 days using my phone right after 50. So let me just share this with you. 900 is that one program, right? Like you saw here, 900 is Legacy. So I actually had 2 customers in one day. This is why I'm showing this to you, because I want you to understand. Let's make that bigger. So I showed you 2 of mine, okay, that we post in our community. So Stephanie said 1,800 while I was playing. I was at an outdoor concert. Okay. So Brian said another $1,800 day. Jess had 18 while on the webinar. That means these people have sold 2 of our #1 selling program, just like me, 2. And I just wanted to share that with you guys so that you know what is possible. My best was 3.6K in 4 days and an 1,800. I can't remember, because you see, one thing that I would encourage you to do is when we get sales, you should share them in the community. You should. Not all of them. Obviously, we're not going to share all of them, but share some of them and screenshot them, because look, I can repost these, use these, and other people can use mine in their content too. So it's a benefit to all of us because we are part of a main community and we get to share. Like, I can share these and share with you. It's not just me. There's other people. My kids are outside playing. So that's why I'm sharing that. Now let's clear up a few myths about making money online at 50 plus. Now, if you're under 50 and you're watching this, I'm not leaving you out. I just want the 50 plus to understand this is made for beginners, okay? Because there are people out there that need extra income. There are people out there that are in life situations where we need to generate an income still, but something is taking up our time. So if you got a phone and I can't stand that green thing on my phone. It's a magnet, but I asked for pink and they sent me green. And I was like, well, I need something. So anyways, yeah. So if you have a phone and Wi-Fi, you can literally do this anywhere. Okay. So let's clear up some of those myths. Myth number 1, you need to be tech savvy. No, you don't. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I followed the step-by-step program. So it's plug and play. You have to connect. What you're going to do is you're going to connect your domain and your payment gateways to your website that's made for you. I didn't make any of the programs. They were all done. I didn't make the website. It was created and done for me, and the automated system done and created for me. But you have to connect how you're going to get paid, because it goes directly to you. It doesn't go through a company, because we are business owners. So you have to set up your payment gateways, but you just follow the program. It tells you exactly what to do. Number two, you need a big following. No, you don't. Actually, I made that mistake. I started this. I will tell you my mistakes. I started this and I thought, oh, I'll go on TikTok and I'll use my following there and I'll just start posting content there. That doesn't work like that. So it's better. And I've tested this out. I went back and I was like, I'm just going to create a brand new account, 0 followers, create my content and post my content. That account by far, by a landslide, is the best account. I get people asking me, I get engagement. That is how you want to do this. It only takes one person to be a customer. Okay. And there's 5.5 billion people on social media, 5.5 billion active users on social media. The third myth, you need to work all day. That's what I bought into. I bought into that thinking that, we all did. I think we all did. But when you learn that you can actually have an automated system that's out there doing the selling and all the heavy lifting, and you put in your work, which is videos. We create the videos, we post those videos on social media, and then we let our system do the rest. Look, just like it says, we let our automated system do all the selling and all the telling. That is like, man, I wish I would have known about this years ago. So this is the main community. There is now 57,000 of us. Every single day, the founder gives us a video. And that 90-day to customer and consistency thing there, every single day she gives us a daily video. Are you doing this in your business? Kind of like tips and tricks. So if there's anybody out there like me, and you can say me in the comments, if you need like step by step, this is for you. If you need something that's going to guide you and tell you exactly what to do, she is a brilliant, I love our founder. So that daily video, that's in addition to your program. You just get started with your program and you follow it step by step. But those daily videos are like 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and they're priceless. I love them. Every single Monday. Now, this sometimes changes. It used to be Tuesdays, but now it's Mondays. Just check in the calendar. You see, it says calendar right there. Just check in the calendar when the legacy meeting is. So the people that get started with Legacy 2.0, they get to be mentored exclusively by her. She does the mentoring for Legacy 2.0. Those meetings are done by her. On Thursday, there's other meetings, and everybody that purchases any of the other programs, we all can be in that on Thursday. But I really value sitting in the same room with the woman who created this, because she's now at multi-millionaire status. She started this, if you don't know anything about her, she started this in September 2022, a mom of 6, a grandma of 5, just looking for a way to generate an income from home, because her pay got cut in half, and she was like, this is crazy. So she wanted to find a way to work from home. She saw a post on one of the platforms and she started this, and then she made a community, and then she just kept going. She just kept building. She hit her first million in 17 months by creating content. She went live, I believe, at the 4th month, but follow that 2-hour workday. Okay. If you don't want to go live, your content has to be really good. So going live just kind of like quickens the connection with people. Some people like her, she said, I'm never going to go live. And she's an introvert. She was like, I'm never going to go live. Well, now she goes live, and I don't. She's flawless to me. But a friend of mine in this, she never wanted to go live either, but she goes live and she's fine. Some people choose faceless. That is inside. Did I share that today? I did. Okay. So we're a part of a main community, part of my community as well. So I have a private paid community. There's a little message thing here. You can message me. You can join me on Thursday Zooms where I do the training. I do like my own kind of like Q&A. Whoever shows up, I will answer questions and help them in their journey. So it's a closer, working with me closer, which is a huge benefit. Now, these are the bonuses. I learned how to make my own community because of this program. There's a Canva crash course. If you're not interested in Canva, you don't have to look at it. There's how she did our first million in 17 months. We have 200 digital product ideas if that's something interesting to you. There's a faceless training if you wanted to do that. And there's a 30-day market growth strategy plan, which is really cool. Inside of the community, there's also a 30-day momentum map. So let me share this with you quickly.
Months ago, I found myself
one of our members
in network marketing, and I had been there for 5 years, and which got me out of my 9 to 5, but it turned into 16-hour days. It would take me like 100 customers to make $1,000, and it was just constant. Like you were saying, living in the DMs, sending messages and following up the whole 9 yards. And it just got so overwhelming. And whenever it took me 5 years to make 40 grand, I was like, okay, something's got to change here. But then when I decided to do this, my husband's job had fallen through, and we had used up all of our savings, our unemployment, everything. And what I was making was just not going to hold us through. So I was like, oh my gosh, and I had been watching this girl on Facebook, and she just was showing up every day, making her little post. And she kept intriguing me about this 2-hour workday and 100% profit. And I just was like, how can that be? Because, with network marketing, you only make that little bit. And I finally, when things got really tight, I reached out to her and I was like, okay, I've been watching you for 4 months. Can you tell me about this program? And she did. So I had a talk with my husband. And of course, he was skeptical because, I'd tried so many things and it was working so much. And he was like, okay. So I did it. I signed in. I got signed up and I plugged into the trainings, like you said, step by step. And I went through that 7-day launch to profit. And I followed it my very first post was, I'm so excited. I started a new thing, but I know it's going to change my family's life. I didn't have no clue, but I've seen all these other people doing it. So I was like, okay, it's got to work. But so I made that post, and in 9 days, I got my first customer, and it just went crazy from there. And I have showed up every day with my business because, I want choices in my life and my family's life, and I got it. It just has really changed my life, and being able to spend time with my grandkids and my daughters and things now, and I'm not having to be plugged in on my phone all the time. I can actually spend time with them. And I just got told yesterday that I'm going to be the full-time babysitter for my grandkids because my daughter got a job. And I was like, okay, just 3 years. So then they'll be in school. But it's really just being able to take vacations and pay off debt and just see the goal and the life-changing events that are happening because of this program, having my own community, being able to help people do this as well, and just sharing the opportunity has really just been so exciting and just life-changing for me and my family. And I just want to thank you so much, Michelle, for putting this out there and showing up every day and allowing all of us to plug into something that's beginner friendly, because I'm not tech savvy either, and I didn't want to have to build anything. And whenever I found out it was all done for me and all that stuff, it just was like checking off all the boxes that I needed to be able to make that pivot in my life. And it's just been amazing, and I just want to say thank you so much for that.
Okay, so she is one of the members in our community, and I like to share I do like to share these testimonials. Okay. So let's get back to, so our number one selling program is that $900 program. 12 customers times 9 is 10,800. That's only 3 customers a week. But I want you to understand something, because the reason that I can have $1,800 days is because I have 2 customers. I've had 2 customers of that number one selling program. This is just something so that you know, look at what is possible. I have more $900 days than I do 18, but I want you to know that yes, it is possible. So let's move right along because we're running out of time. If you're like, man, I want to get started. I need to see a change. I'm ready because you know what's rolling around the corner. Christmas is rolling around the corner, like literally around the corner. But if you're watching this at any other point in time during the year, the same thing goes. If you are struggling, if you are not making ends meet, or if you are like, I want more time, I want more income, I don't want to do something that's going to take like all day and all night. Anybody relate to that? I don't want to do that. I want to live life. Like, I don't know about you, but I want to be able to go and do things with my kids, with my grandkids. Now, I want that freedom that I didn't even know existed. And because of this program, I get to decide where I'm going to do this, when I'm going to do this, how I'm going to do this, because it is my business. And I just needed somebody to give me a playbook to follow. And that's exactly what this has done. So if you're ready to start, this is what you would do. You would go to Granny's Getting Paid. You would click on that little blue button there that says yes, and you would enter your email. You'll see a video pop up of me, and then you can just click on the pink button and it will take you through. Now, I have 4 different programs, like I said, so you choose what fits you and your goals. I'll make it a little bit bigger. As you can see down here, it says payment plans. If you need a plan, then there are plans as low as $56 a month with Klarna. So you just have to click on the learn more and you'll see that. Okay. Now let me get back to me. And I just wanted to say thank you. I try to keep these around 30 minutes so that they're kind of like short for people. So I want to thank you for joining me today. If you're watching this as a replay, drop it in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what you like about this. What excites you? Is it the 2 hours? Is it, is it having an automated system? Is it because it's beginner friendly with a step-by-step? And also, if you want to do this, I'm going to leave you with this question. What would you do with an extra 1,800 if you woke up to that tomorrow? Drop it in the comments, and I do look forward to reading them because I like to see, what would that do for you? Because for me, that just blew my mind. Like the first time I had my first customer was 900, and I was like, wow, like it is shocking to me. It is exciting to me that somebody without a degree, without experience, without any high income earning skills before this, like I didn't have anything. I brought 2 things to the table to this: a willingness to learn and a willingness to work. If you have a willingness to learn and a willingness to work, then let me help you. I can help you get started. I can help you in our community. If you have questions, I'm here to answer them. And like I said, if I can do this, you can do this. Have a blessed day.